Well, you know, he's got a tough task here because Tim Wilkerson has ran 4 runs in qualifying between a 482 and a 485. That car has looked very, very good in qualifying. But you got to remember, Ron Capps came up against Tony Petragon in Phoenix's second round, and they were not favored to win it. They weren't running the numbers, and Eddie Ace McCullough pulled one out of his hat, stepped the performance up, beat him, and continued that performance to win the race. So obviously Tim Wilkerson cannot take Ron Capps lightly. Dave Reeve?
Another thing I think is amazing, Marty, if you go back over the last 15 funny car races dating back to Columbus last year, there have only been 4 different winners. Fortunately for Ron Capps, he is one of those 4. He's won twice. Del Worsham's also won twice, while John Force and Tony Petragon, the Force cars, have won 6 and 5 respectively to dominate with 11 wins. Only 4 winners on the last 15 races in this class.
A side note for Capps, he's going to be testing an IROC car in about 2-3 weeks out at Talladega. Pitches the blower and hits the wall. He wins the race, hits the wall after the stripe. There's Snake looking on. 528. The body is destroyed. You saw Wilkerson have problems, and now there's the bottles have been pulled by Ron and waiting to find out. You may think that's a glancing blow, but trust us, that concrete's awful hard.
Yeah, that was a real hard hit. You know, Ron was on a decent run early, had decent early numbers, but then it looked like it started to struggle later. Luckily for him, Wilkerson had smoked the tires, and you know, Ron's, when you're in a race mode, I'm sure he felt the car not running quite the way it was, but you got to stay in it to, you can win the race.
And there is Ron trying to come out through the hatch, and moving a lot slower than he did a couple of weeks ago when he won at Phoenix. Take another look.
Well, you can see right here, you can see the cylinder out, and then you're going to see the supercharger. Huge explosion right there with pieces coming off. I don't know if Ron, I mean, obviously Ron had a problem seeing. He got the shootout very, very good, which is a key thing there before the finish line, because he knew at that point it was, let's just get this thing stopped with that type of explosion. You see the cylinder go out, big explosion, and then the car just makes a hard left-hand turn right into the wall. And that was, like you said, Marty, that was a hard hit.
Take one more look from this angle, and you can see
there's the cylinder going out right there shortly after. There's the boom pieces. You saw the belt come off of it. He gets the shootout. Nice job there, trying to get this car slowed to get it stopped. And I don't know what caused it to go into the wall, whether something broke in the steering or whether something went up, blew up and into his in front of his eyesight to where he couldn't see where he was at. So.
Remember all of the safety improvements this team made after Ron's catastrophic blow-up last year, and hopefully they all did their job.
With Ron Capps, who has been checked out, and Ron, I'll tell you, the first thought that went through our head was when you had the boomer and hit the wall that maybe you had lost consciousness.
I think I'm not going to say I did because they won't let me race next round, but I just told Snake I hit my head. Wilkerson, you know, he was out in front of me a little bit, and then I saw him go away, and I figured he smoked the tires, and it's Sunday, you know, you're not going to lift for anything, but it was running okay, and there was no warning. And as a driver, you get a hole out or something, and I mean, Don will probably look at the replay and see a hole out or something stupid. I didn't feel anything, and it went boom, just like Dallas, and I didn't I don't remember anything until it hit the wall, but I remember trying to fight it, and it took me right into the wall, and I don't know if it hit a piece of steering, but, you know, I guess the rule is if we can fix that, we can be back next round. We got plenty of Camaro bodies, but I don't know, man. I don't know what to say. I'm stunned.
And that's the difference between here and Dallas. What happened in Dallas, there was no way they were going to repair that car.
Well, you've heard us and Ron talk about Dallas from last year. This is what happened as the car totally erupted, and they made a number of safety enhancements to the cockpit area to protect Ron, and here's what happened today.
Another big explosion, but the car definitely veered hard to the left, hit the wall after the finish line. But you see the cylinder go out right there, then the explosion gets the shootout, and but still drove over towards the wall.
And as soon as we get a further update on Ron's condition, we'll pass it along.